Okay, so I'm trying to make this video to show you how to dye some paper for a traveler's notebook or a journal, an art journal, a junk journal, or like any paper crafting project really. So what I've got is copy paper. Now I found this technique, this particular way of dyeing papers from a new video person that I've been following. It's called Scrapbooking with Me. It's a mother-daughter team and they make all kinds of cool things with scrapbooking, journaling, little doodads, all kind of stuff. But the mom, Edith, made some dyed paper using this technique. So that's what I'm going for. So copy paper, 20 pound. I just got this at Walmart. I just wanted something lightweight. I'm not using cardstock. You know, something for the pages that we're going to fold up. So I've also got water here. This, I didn't measure it, but it is, I think it was originally, it says shots here. I think this was a shot glass. It was a set. They're like miniature mason jars. Paintbrush and reinker. So I am trying to make some gray paper. So I'm actually using my Memento Tuxedo Black because the papers I'm going to use for the journal are black and white. So she just put a couple drops in here. I think 3. So I'm going to start out that way. 3 drops. And we'll see. I've got a test piece that we're going to see how it goes. All right, so let's stir this up. And I need a paper towel. And all we're going to do is paint this on. Oh, okay. This is about what I want. I'm going to go one more drop. A little bit darker. Boop, come on. All right. Now, I don't know. This is a water-based ink. And I don't know if that's going to matter, you know, later on. Like that it's not permanent. But from what I've seen, people are using all, you know, they'll use vegetables. They'll use all sorts of ink. Some are using food coloring. So all we're doing is painting this water on here. And I'm using, you know, kind of a, I guess you could use a foam brush, but this paintbrush seems to be doing it okay. And I do want to get both sides. And this work surface is just one of those non-stick, you know, nylon baking sheets or whatever. Or maybe it's a Tim Holtz one. You know, the one that you can just put all kind of inks on it and then just wipe it up. Now this is, I can see the colors coming through. And hers didn't do that, but we'll see. So I'm just going to keep going. And then we're just going to let this sit to dry. You know, I'm just going to leave it here overnight. And we'll see how this goes. Because I really don't want just a little bit of color. And if it's not even, I'm not going to worry about that. Because this is for a journal. It's not for anything like, you know, permanent. And again, just copy paper. You may have something thicker that you want to use. And then when I'm done with this, I'm just going to run this brush under the sink and clean it off. Now, I've also seen people that will soak this. My next test is I want to try to coffee dye some paper. And I've seen people soak it in that for a while. And then they will lay it out and dry it. I've also seen people drying these sheets in the oven. And I'm just not really interested in that. I mean, it gets, I think at the end it's the same effect at the end of the day, but I don't want to have to watch it and, you know, make sure nothing catches on fire. I just want to try to get this colored and then let it dry. The cool thing about using inkers is you know, you're only limited by what color reinkers you have. So you can make pink, you can make yellow, you can make purple, whatever you have. And this seems to be soaking up more water than I expected. So I was trying to get 10 sheets out of here, out of this jar, but we'll see. Hopefully it will. Whoa. Almost a spill. All right, and then flipping this over. I am liking the lighter shade. And one thing that all the videos that I've watched said, everything does dry lighter than what you see here. And that's good too, because I really just want it to be a gray wash for my album that I have planned. And just willy-nilly adding the inky water. Nothing too technical about this at all. And I don't think that the brush lines, I don't think there are going to be any brush lines. I'm more worried about these wrinkles. I don't know how that's going to affect the end result. Now, some people, when they're dyeing their papers, they do not like the wrinkles, and they will iron the paper when they're finished. And, you know, I'm going to have to see how it goes, because I think I am going to want it mostly flat. All right, that's good. I'm going to start giving this a little press. Maybe it'll soak up some of this extra water. Okay. All right, so I think I'm going to stop now, and I will come back tomorrow after, hopefully this will be dry by then, and I'll show you. So, and everything they said was to just leave it in a pile and it will dry out. It shouldn't stick together. So we'll see. All right, we are back. This has been about maybe 12 hours since I dyed these papers, and they're completely dry. So one thing that's interesting to me is that this Memento ink that I use, this is Tuxedo Black. This looks like it's got a blue tint to me. And I guess that's just the ink I used. Interesting. But this will be the paper that I'm using with my next class and with these dyed papers. And this is basic black. So that's just interesting. I'll be curious about other ink colors. So they did dry. They dried all separate, nothing stuck together. I don't mind this, you know, wrinkly wobbly bit. I am going to take the iron to these though, because there's quite a few like wrinkles, and you know, like I wouldn't want to try to write on those. So I'm going to take these down to the iron, and I'm going to put it on a pretty low setting because you don't want to scorch anything. And then I'll come back. We'll see how flat I can get these. At least if I can get these big wrinkles out. All right, we'll be back. Okay, so the ironing helped a little bit. Let me pull up my chair. It smoothed out all the papers, mostly. There's still some texture to it, and so I don't mind that. The thing that bothers me, and I think this has to do with the weight of the paper. Remember, I used 20-pound copy paper, and I think, of course, I bought the 500 pack. Ugh. So I think I'm gonna have to use that up for something else and go to a thicker paper, a heavier weight paper, because these big veiny wrinkles, I just couldn't iron those out. And that just bothers me because I don't want to have to write on that, you know. It's nice enough to look at, but for function, I'm not 100% pleased with that. But it's going to do for my project tomorrow. So for my August class that I'm going to be working and airing tomorrow. But I like it. I'm glad I finally sat down and tried this, and I am inspired to try different colors of reinkers. So again, this was the Memento Tuxedo Black, and I think I'm going to try like some other colors like yellow, pink, purple, something, you know, not really traditional. And see, yep, these do mostly get flattened out. So if you want to keep that wrinkly, wobbly look on the papers, don't iron them. But I did want to see if I could get these big wrinkles out, and that just wasn't happening. I think that all goes back to the weight of the paper that I used. So interesting. I just thought I'd share how I did it and what I did. And I hope you give it a try on your own. Bye.